like walking through my college campus for the first time in a couple of years since COVID. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of regret taking in-person classes because Mason's actually kind of pretty. I'm about to go pick up my cap and gown. The girl's graduating. I already got my stuff. Just still walking around because I don't know, it's different being back. And now I feel like I missed out. Like, I could totally see myself just like walking to class and like enjoying the scenery, having a good time. I don't know why I was against going back to campus. Aw, ooh, let's go down this road. I'm seeing the leaves fall and everything. It's so loud. Maybe I'll talk about my experience in the car where it's not loud. So pretty. I definitely used to have anxiety being on campus if I was alone by myself because I was just in such a different mental space back then than I am now. It's kind of crazy to see the growth in my mentality and the growth in my mental health and the growth in my own confidence and the growth in my own self-esteem, the way I see myself, not even just physically but just emotionally and mentally and spiritually too. I just had a huge growth spurt during college, and I'm upset that I deprived myself of the full college experience by being on campus. I don't know, I can't really do anything now about it. I'm literally graduating next month. Hold on, let's think of the bright side. So taking online classes meant that I was able to work full-time, do my coaching certification, and have so much other free time for other stuff that I probably wouldn't have had because I had to drive to campus and everything, walk to class, da-da-da-da-da. So it's not all bad, I wouldn't say, because if I sat in class, I wouldn't pay attention. Like, if I sat in class, I'd probably daydream or whatever. So it was much better use of my time doing it online on my own time. I guess the circumstances I was in, I needed to be in online school. But yeah, the fact that like I totally just while I was here, because the first couple of semesters I did go to campus, but I didn't necessarily enjoy it, complained a lot about it, or I was just so like in my head about if people were gonna think I was like weird for being alone. I don't even know why I would think that way. Like, everyone's just here to go to school, you know? But yeah, I think maybe it was also just being in a sorority. I didn't want to be seen by people and be like, haha, she's alone, you know? I don't know, maybe my fucking mentality was just weird. Poor 19-year-old Melissa, 18-year-old, 19-year-old Melissa was just so scared. She just had so much anxiety just being out and about. I just want to, like, you know, hug her like this. I was just so against the idea of being in college. I didn't actually take the time to appreciate that I was in college and that I get to have this experience. I get to go to university. I did have really good memories though. Like, I do remember meeting my friends at their dorms, having Fenny dates, getting study rooms, going to the JC and seeing a whole bunch of people studying but like just hanging out. I did have a good time here. I did. It was just I wish I was more present for it. I didn't start my like mindfulness journey until after I decided to just go fully online. I just wish I was more present for my early college year experience. I'm ready to go home. I have 2 clients today. I have a 3:30 and a 5 p.m. So I should probably go home and prepare to coach. And usually that looks like me dropping into my body, meditating for like 5-10 minutes, making sure that I have an open channel from my crown chakra all the way down to my root, and just really grounding myself, preparing myself to be able to hold space for my clients. Yeah, let's go home. Just kidding. I remember why I stopped going to campus. The traffic is insane leaving campus. It just takes too much time, bros. So much time. Tomorrow's graduation day and I'm about to dye my hair. Trying to grow my hair back to its natural hair color. I think I'm gonna bleach like the front areas to just blend my natural roots in with my bleached hair, because I don't want to just dye it black. I want it to grow out naturally, because I bleached my hair like 13-14 times. I'm surprised it didn't fall off. I'm probably gonna insert clips right here about some of my favorite hair colors when I was like bleaching and dyeing my hair regularly. everything I'm doing. I'm back. While my hair is drying, I thought I would read my external practicum client feedback forms. The way the program is set up is the last couple of months of the program before graduation. I graduate my life coach program a day after I graduate college, actually, by the way. We have pro bono clients so that by the time we graduate, we would already have experience in order to coach paid clients and everything. So I had 4 pro bono clients. Let's go ahead and see what they said. The first question is, what was your favorite part of your experience with your coach? My favorite part was a feeling of relief I get after each session. There was plenty of knowledge I got from my coach that I continuously have applied to my daily life. I had eye-opening meditations where I found myself approaching things and situations differently the second time around. My feelings were validated. Melissa really made it simple and easy to help guide me back into my body. She was so patient. I truly loved and valued the experience. Also, her meditations and visualizations were magical. Once we dropped into the meditative state, she really helped me dig up emotions I had pushed away. We did a lot of inner child work, and being able to talk to my inner children is a very surreal experience. She made me feel safe and comfortable the whole time so I could really let out what I was thinking. I loved how Melissa made the environment so safe for me to express how I was truly feeling. I also appreciated how she really listened to me and presented the tools I needed to work on myself. And then the second question, please share any opportunities for growth for your coach. The first one said, nothing. Nothing I can think of at this time. I really cannot think of anything. She really creates a safe, warm environment, and I have enjoyed every session so much. I believe Melissa is extremely competent as a life coach, and there are no apparent areas of improvement that needed to be addressed. I only wish I had more sessions with her. All my clients have been so sweet. Oh my god. And then the next question says, any comments you'd like to share? Hour-long sessions were very fulfilling. The balance between chat time and meditation time allowed for a good flow throughout the session. Each time was a progress towards understanding my deeper sense of self. Just thank you. I really enjoyed these last 7 weeks. She is particularly good with helping me visualize my emotions, finding where in the body I feel those emotions and what they feel like. She is clearly passionate, and as someone who has gone through a lot of therapies before, this is really special to see. Oh, thank you. And the last one said, Melissa has been super supportive throughout the entire coaching process, even setting me additional resources to help me determine my own best path for personal growth. I completely endorse her as a life coach moving forward. And then the last part of it is a scale of 1 to 10. I would recommend this experience to someone looking for coaching. All of my clients gave me a 10, which makes me feel really good. That makes me feel so happy. All I want is to share these tools with people because it's so helpful, and it shows. Reading these feedback forms, it really shows how much this work really works. And I'll make a video in the future about what somatic coaching is, because I'm a somatic healer. I don't do mindset coaching, I do somatic coaching. There's a difference. Probably the next video I make is going to be about the difference between mindset coaching and somatic coaching, because this work really does work. It's insane. Yesterday, and today I'm graduating from Pause. It still feels so surreal. Like, not even a year ago, I had no idea that I would be a certified life coach by the end of 2022. The original plan was for me to do this program after I graduated because I didn't want to overwhelm myself trying to juggle work and then college and then the program and then still have time to see my friends and family, let alone have time for myself. So what happened was, in January, I decided to call the program and ask questions about the application process because I knew I was graduating this year and I wanted to make sure that I could start the program right after I graduated. And then during the discovery call, I was like, why am I waiting? I know that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. It feels so aligned. It feels like a full body yes. And if my body says yes, then I'll figure out the rest. I ended up signing up for the program right then and there. And here's a clip right after the discovery call. I just signed up for the life coach training program that I've had my eye on for at least 3 years now. Whew. I just did that. I just jumped on it without knowing what my next step is. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this, but I'm trusting that it's gonna come. This is what my soul has been begging me to do And the reason why I feel so out of alignment is because I kept pushing back this vision of mine. I'm so caught up in the idea of, oh, I need to finish school first. I need to work so that I can save up money so I can afford this. But that's already me saying no to myself. I want to start saying yes to myself more. If this is something that I want this deeply, a soul thing, I'll figure it out. I put my deposit down and started the program not even a month later in February. Then in April, I was really struggling. I thought I could handle it, but I had so much on my plate. I hated my job. I was working at a luxury car dealership, which is so random for me, but it was something that I had to do to make ends meet. And I was financially stable, but it was literally sucking the life out of me. Working full-time, trying to juggle college and the program, I was like burning out. I knew I needed to quit, but I was just so scared of financial instability. I realized I could either stay in my comfort zone in a job that had nothing to do with my future endeavors just so I could feel financially secure, but in turn not have the time or energy to dedicate towards coaching, which is something I actually want to do with my life, or I could step out of my comfort zone, embrace the uncomfortable, quit so I could create space to dedicate to the program, and then fully just trust that everything's gonna fall into place and be okay. And here's more old footage of me going through that process. I had this quote pop into my head. When you are scared to jump, that is when you should do it. If you don't, then you're just gonna stay in that what if forever. You're gonna stay in that fear state forever. You're gonna be jumping into a whole bunch of new opportunities that you wouldn't have been open to if you stayed where you were. Those doors would have been closed. But when you're trying to jump to the next level, it's scary at first, but then there's so much growth. It's like Pokemon. Okay, so I'm playing Pokemon right now. When you get to the next level and you evolve, you get a whole new moveset. You get higher stats. I feel like I'm just about to evolve. It is scary, but at the same time, I feel like I'm ready for it. This has been a thought in the back of my head for a really long time. It's time that I listen to that voice, because I had a lot of limiting beliefs, but I'm ready to rewrite those beliefs. There's someone just staring at me right now, just watching me talk to myself, so I'm just gonna go to work now that I'm gonna quit in like 2 weeks. But yeah, after that, I was unemployed living off of my savings, but I was so much happier because I actually had time for myself to live life. I made sure to plan something fun at least once a month in order to decompress and enjoy my last year as a senior in college, because the previous year that I was working at the dealership full time, my life was literally work, school, sleep, repeat. It was exhausting. Quitting that job was the hardest decision of the year, but it turned out to be the best decision ever. I ended up going back to my high school job at a swim school, just working part-time. It still didn't make sense for my future, but it ended up being a blessing because it connected me with one of my pro bono clients that I was able to coach later on in the year. Then I ended up getting hired at a health and wellness spa at the end of August. I trusted that life was going to work out, and it did. I jumped into the unknown and I unlocked all of these opportunities, all these different doors that would help me progress towards my goals. And this is evidence that when you take the first steps, the universe conspires with you to work itself out. You have to trust yourself, like bet on yourself. Because now I get to talk to the guests at my job about mental health, and I feel so aligned with my purpose now than I ever did in my entire life. It took a lot of redirection in the right direction. I changed jobs twice this year. It was crazy and hectic, but I stayed focused on my vision. I trusted the universe had my back, and now I get to finish up this chapter of my life feeling so grateful. So let's go graduate again.
So these next 2 days are days to celebrate all of you. Our intention, what is in all of our hearts as mentors and Sam, is to really see you and to support you in this transition into something new. And so I would love to just start this ceremony calling in the 7 directions for all of you and just really bringing in the animal spirits and the guides and the beings that want to be here and support you along your path today and going forward. So